Hello, welcome to the 5th episode of All Sports Talk. I'm Patrick Gary.
I'm Cospito.
In today's episode, we have two guests, my two uncles.
John Picarello.
And Rudy Picarello.
In today's episode, we're going to be breaking down MLB predictions, who we think is going to win the divisions, who's going to win the World Series, and awards. So let's start off with the AL East. I think the Yankees are going to win that division, then Blue Jays, then Rays, Red Sox, Orioles. What do you guys think?
Well, I mean, I know for myself, it's so hard for me to talk about the American League East because I'm such a diehard Yankee fan. So
Yeah,
I always get blinded. I get so blinded by that because it doesn't matter how bad they've been over the years. And not that I went through a lot of years of them being bad as a kid, but I get so blinded by them. So I automatically think right away, right out of the gate that they're gonna win. So
Yeah, definitely. Me too.
Exactly.
Yankees fan as well. Yeah. And either way, Yankees, I think, are going to take the division.
Yeah. Well, every year I believe the same thing, and they should every year take the division.
Yep.
Now, obviously, in the last couple of years, okay, or even previous, they always have the best team in baseball, but they allow the general manager to manage the team, and that's why they lose games. So until the manager can manage the teams, the Yankees might not win the division this year again.
I think the Yankees are in a weak division. Tampa, they just lost two of their aces, Charlie Martin and Blake Snell.
Right.
They made it to the World Series. I don't think they're going to go back, obviously. I have them in third place. I think the Blue Jays, they have a good infield. They're very young, but they don't have a lot of pitching outside of Rhee. That's why I think Yankees have the best rotation, and they just have the best team. Even though they tend to start off cold, then they get hot, and then they have that injuries in like July.
Yeah.
And then I think they're just going to win the division.
well, that Blue Jay team is, the whole youth thing that they win for these kids. We just got to see if they're going to pan out. But as of right now, they're all legitimate, people that could turn into all-stars, all of them. But like you said, Pat, pitching at that level, it's 80% of the game. When you go to a high school, college level, it's 90, 95% of the game. But there, it's like 80% of the game. And they're filling all the blanks right there, the void right there.
Yeah, and they also just got all-star center fielder George Springer, which is going to help out that lineup as well. Depending how Vlad turns out, I know he wasn't that good his rookie year. He got better his second year. So I think he's going to keep on progressing. So I think that's also a great power bat in that lineup with Springer, Bo Bichette, and Kevin Big O.
Yeah, I mean, I see that as Vladimir Guerrero being a 4 or 5 hitter, and the other guys, Bichette, at the top of the lineup, they're going to have to plug. Well, Springer they want everybody to hit home runs nowadays anyway. Springer will definitely be in the top of that lineup too, but they're going to need one more bopper, in the middle of those guys.
Yeah. It seems very power heavy now. There's no real balance in that lineup as of now, really. They don't have like that really big speed guy or like just a contact hitter, really.
Yeah.
I guess Bo Bichette is somewhat there, but still. You want more diversity, I think.
Yeah, I think Bo and Kevin is that contact hitter in that lineup.
Yeah.
And Vlad, Springer, they're the two power hitters. For the AL Central, I think it's going to go Twins, White Sox, Indians, Royals, and then Tigers.
Well, I'm a big White Sox. I feel White Sox they're right there. They got La Russa's managing. They're going to be unbelievable.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We're like on a 10-day delay down here in Florida.
It's going to get
behind you guys.
Yeah, it'll get to you. But they're going to have a tremendous bullpen.
Really?
They're going to be great. They're going to be a great team.
Yeah, White Sox win that division as well.
They're definitely very young. They have Yohan Moncada, Luis Robert, Jose Abreu, who just had a great year.
Yeah.
Arguably the best catcher, Yasmani Grandal. And they also have a great shortstop in Tim Anderson. I think it's a really good team. I think they'll bring off Michael Kopech this year, who's supposed to be really good in the Chris Sale trade. I like the Twins this year.
That's the guy that's 102.
Yes. And they also have Lucas Giolito, who threw a no-hitter last year.
Yeah.
Ace.
Yeah.
But I like the Twins. They have Kenta Maeda, who I think was up for the Cy Young last year. Miguel Sano, he's a good power bat. Nelson Cruz, they just brought back great power bat.
Well, there you go. Nelson Cruz right there. Right there alone, you're talking about a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
He's a great DH, great power bat. I think he's going to help them win that division.
Yeah, he's got to hope that Father Turner doesn't catch up with him this year. Because if he does, then he can't really hit for contact. He hits for power. That's about it.
He fit right in with the major leagues. Like John said, they don't mind if you strike out 500 times. As long as you hit 40-something home runs, they're good with that.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
like I was thinking, like I said, as a young kid, I always liked Kansas City because they always built within their system. Okay. And, they bring the guys up through the minor league system. They learn the game the right way and they always have pretty good young players. Well, Cleveland is pretty much the same way. And I'm a big fan of Terry Francona. So as long as he has young players that are hungry with halfway decent talent, that guy will find a way to win games. So as my outside shot, just not to pick the same teams every year, like the Yankees, I'll pick all the time. Okay. Cleveland, I think with Francona and young talent, they'd have a good shot to win the division.
With the Indians, they just got 2 shortstops with Andres Jimenez and Ahmad Rosario in the Lindor trade, and they have another top third baseman with Jose Ramirez. I'm not sure about their rotation, but I think they're kind of young.
All right.
They might trade Ramirez, get some more prospects to start the rebuilding and keep going forward for future years. And with the Royals, they just got Andrew Benintendi in the trade. They have him, they have Whit Merrifield. I think they're still kind of young. They're piecing stuff together.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't think they're going to win the division yet.
Right. That's the thing with baseball though. It's 162 games. Okay. Every guy in there, they're professional players. They're all good to a certain point. You get hot for a long enough period of time. It's not like anybody wins 120, 130 games, Like I use teams that we used to play against when we were younger. You knew they were going to win the majority of their games. In the pros, when you look at it, team that wins, wins the division, they get 90 wins. How many teams actually get in the high 90s year after year? So if a team, comes out, starts off slow, and a team like Cleveland or a team like Kansas City who are young, but the kids are hungry and they want to stay there, they get on a good roll and win, say, 20 of their first 30 games, okay? That's 20 more games than they probably anticipated that team to even be winning. So now if they just play and win 65 games on the way out, 85 games gets them in the playoffs. I'm just saying, it's not like football weekend and, you have a week off, okay? In football, you have a week off where, you prepare for the next team. The next night, you're playing again. It's night after night. You get a couple of bumps and bruises. You got to fly out. You get a little rain delay. Okay, now you finish the game at 2 o'clock in the morning, although they probably have rules about that nowadays. But, you finish at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're going straight to the airport, 4 o'clock flight, you're landing across the country. You drop the first 2 games of that series just because you're tired, and young guys, they're out partying all the time, so they're used to that. I don't know.
For the AL West, I think it's going to go Astros, Athletics, Angels, Mariners, Rangers. I think the Astros, even with the cheating scandal, and they didn't do good last year. I think Bregman, he's one of the best third basemen in baseball. Correa, he's a top shortstop.
They got a great team.
He's another top second baseman, even without the cheating. The rotation isn't as good as what it used to be. With when they have Cole and Verlander and Greinke, I still think Greinke, he's good. I think they're going to win.
Good at baseball, yes.
Very.
I think it's going to be the A's. I think the A's are going to win that division. I really do. Elvis Andrus is with them now. They got that guy Mark Canha, Matt Chapman, and Matt Olson. I mean, right there, that hitting right there. But I think the A's are going to win.
All right, I can see the A's. Matt Chapman, another top third baseman.
The money ballers, they're coming from.
Matt Chapman, another top third baseman, arguably the best. I think it's the best glove in baseball.
Overall?
Yeah, I think he's the best fielding third baseman.
Third baseman. That's fair.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's why I brought him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's good at everything, really.
Yeah. They're going to be tough. They're going to be real tough.
Yeah. Astros get Justin Verlander back.
Yeah, well, I mean, Houston's going to be there, too. They're fantastic.
Yeah, of course.
They got plenty of talent. Yeah.
And I'm not even trying to be different. I'm just saying that because those guys are tremendous ball players. And they're not going to sit on their laurels, too. They're going to go out, just like all the other teams, and try and get their pitching.
Mm-hmm.
Now for the NL East, I think it's gonna go Braves, which kills me to say the Braves will win the
Yeah.
division. Then the
Yeah.
Mets, then the Nationals, then the Marlins, then the Phillies. Yeah, I have the Marlins in fourth.
That's interesting. How about I say that?
They're a young team. I think they're better than the Phillies. I don't like the Phillies, you guys know,
We can tell.
but I think the Marlins are a young team, and I think what you said earlier about teams getting hot, like the Marlins, they got hot last year and they kept it going. I think they're gonna stay hot this year. I don't think they're gonna win the division. I don't think they're coming second. I don't think they'll come in third, but they're a fourth place team. I think.
Oh, the Kaufman or not?
The
But
Braves, they're the second best NL team.
yeah,
Really?
They
Yeah.
got it all, I think, and the Mets are right behind them.
Because I'm saying I don't think the Mets are that bad, but the
No,
Braves are
they-
that good, huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
All right.
Basically, that's pretty fair. But I think the Phillies are gonna beat out the Marlins at least. Phillies have too much talent on their team, and also, if the season is more than 60 games, my camera's dying. If it's more than 60 games, if they even if the Marlins do go on like a hot streak, like at the end they still fell off, and I think that probably happened again for a longer period of time.
I mean they did
Well,
acquire Starling Marte, which is a good
I'm
bat in
on
that
it.
lineup. They also have, I think, Jesus Aguilar in that lineup, who's a good power bat, and they're still very young.
Yeah, of
Azan
course.
Diaz, when he played, he showed flashes of great talent. I think they could be a fourth place team.
I'll tell you.
all right. Well, the consensus is that we're leaving Washington in third at least. They're not
Yeah,
going any higher or any lower.
Yeah.
no, Washington's third.
Yeah. They're just
Yeah.
like that mediocre. They don't stink, but they're not good.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
They
The
have
only,
a good core to like. They have a good core to start off with, but like they're kind of like unbalanced and they don't really
Mm-hmm.
have the best. They're not definitely the best, but they're definitely like if they were in like the NL Central, they could like roughly compete for that division.
Right.
the only way I see the Nationals going down is with that rotation. Because
Mm-hmm.
with Scherzer, Corbin, and Strasburg, with those three guys, if they're not good, they're not going to come in third place. If they're
Yeah.
good,
Wait, those three guys are still on Washington, and you're picking them third? Because
yes.
I'm not big on names of who's where and who's whatever. Just like because in the old days everybody stayed on the same team for a long time. Then
Yeah.
every other week a guy's going somewhere else. I remember forgot who the guy was. I said, "Oh wow, when did this guy get on the Pirates?"
Yeah.
And they were like, the beginning of this year, but he was on two other teams before he left, Houston or something like that. I was like, holy cow! But I didn't realize they still got those three guys, and you still think they don't have a shot to win the division.
No, I think the Braves, with their talent,
Mm-hmm.
hitting wise, is just too good against the Nationals hitting. Even if the Nationals 3 is still really good, the
Right.
Braves pitching is very young with Max Fried and Ian Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a rookie this year. I think they're going to compete with the division with the Mets. I think it's just those two teams, then the Nationals. The Mets with obviously the best pitcher in baseball, DeGrom. They
Yeah.
have Carrasco, who's honestly kind of underrated. He was great the years he played. They have
I agree.
Stroman, who's been all right, and then they're going to have Syndergaard coming back in June.
Right.
So I think those guys are just better than the Nationals.
Yeah. Well. I mean, I think their pitching staff is definitely better than Nationals because they go deeper than the three that the Nationals have. But I'm just saying to count them out that they don't have a shot with those three guys that's shocking. That's good. I mean, I'm hoping the Mets win the division, but you know better than me. So if you think the Braves are going to win,
Yeah, I just
I'll
like
go
the
with
Braves.
your choice.
I just like the Braves' talent, even with the
Right.
Nationals with Soto and Turner, and they just got Josh Bell. I like Acuna, Freeman, Ozzie. I think
Wow.
they got Marcell Ozuna back.
Mm-hmm.
I just think they got a lot of great talent on that
Good.
team.
That's good.
So with the NL Central, I think it's gonna go Cardinals, Brewers, Cubs, Reds, and Pirates. I think when the Cardinals acquired Nolan Arenado on that trade, it just made them the front runner for that division. The Brewers with arguably the second best player, Christian Yelich, and they just got Wong. I think they could compete with it with the Cardinals, but I don't see them winning. and then the Cubs and Reds, they're like the third, fourth place team. They could compete with that, but like I don't see them winning it. And then
Right.
the Pirates, I think they're just still rebuilding.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just
basically.
they're just there to fill the schedule in the National League. I agree. They're not that good this year. Yeah, no, you hate to say it, but they're just, they're not going to have a chance.
Yeah. The NL Central doesn't really have a chance. I don't think they're one of the. I don't think that
No.
be arguably the worst division out of
Yeah.
all of them, because they only really have the Cardinals, and like Pat said, the Brewers have like a chance at competing, but like everyone has a chance technically.
Right. But I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Like it's
Cardinals,
like a 95% lock for Cardinals to win the
right.
division.
That's like, right. If there's any team of all the 6 divisions that, have the best chance of guaranteeing winning the division, it's the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Whereas in the other divisions, there's a possibility of 2 or 3 other teams. But,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
But I think
I'm with you.
Arenado, like we were talking about fielding before, Arenado is the best fielder in baseball. When it comes to, third baseman, we were talking about Chapman before, but I'm a big, Arenado is my favorite player. I think he's unbelievable.
Right.
And that's, there's your big difference. You got Goldschmidt and him, right?
Yeah.
You guys.
And then we have Flaherty, and I think the ace of that rotation, who's really good as well.
Good.
They're going to be one of the teams to beat here to get it to the World Series. They really are. I think they're that good.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's the thing with that division. Like they're like the Cardinals are very good. They're gonna definitely be a team to be reckoned with. Just they're gonna win a lot of games just because of their division.
Just because of division, right?
Yeah, so they'll probably have a maybe higher 91 season. I wouldn't be surprised, because you have all the divisional games, and you're just getting a lot of free wins off them.
Right. You play the extra games in your division. Yep.
Yep. Especially because teams like the Reds lost Bauer, the Cubs, I don't know what they're doing at this point. They have Chris Bryant on the trade block for the 18th time in his career. It just I don't see anything happen really with either of those two teams, and the Pirates are still building again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you guys said, you just got to beat up on the weaker teams in your division just to get the more wins and just keep winning that division year in, year out and try to get that number 1 seed for the playoffs. Now for the NL West, I think it's going to go Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Rockies, and Diamondbacks. I think it's just like the first 2 teams are going to just go at it, and then the rest of the 3, like, they're really not.
The NL Central.
Like that's just all interchangeable.
Yeah, the NL Central part 2.
Yes, It's just Dodgers, Padres going at that division.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really see any other. I think the Dodgers are just too good to even think about. Like the fact of the thought of them being second place in a division, it seems very bizarre. And
this Dodger team it's not. I don't even think it's close. They're by far the best team in baseball. I don't think it's close.
Oh yeah, they're definitely the best team in baseball.
I don't even really think it's close. I think the only thing that can happen to them is the proverbial get hurt.
Yeah,
right? Somebody just be so terrible during the season, because this guy Seager.
He's great. He's great.
Dave Seager, top shortstop, like you were saying.
He's great.
That guy Seager now you gotta remember, we're watching baseball, 50 years. And I'm telling you, there's been very few people that have come along with the talent. I'm not saying that, he's gonna hit 390. I'm not saying that. But I'm talking about all around, field the ball, throw the ball, hit for power, run. His swing is phenomenal. This is a guy who's going to hit for average. I mean, I know guys like Bellinger, he's just trying to hit a home run every pitch, which I get. That's what they want you to do. But this guy Seager, he's a doubles machine. He's a home run hitter.
Yeah, he's real good.
Yeah, just like how we were talking about, like in the beginning, of the Blue Jays had like a kind of like unbalanced lineup. This lineup is very balanced. They have almost everything that you could ever ask for in a lineup. Do you have your power guys, your speed guys, your contact guys, whatever you really want? You can find it in that rotation, in that lineup.
How good is this guy Walker Buehler too? I mean, just.
Oh yeah.
I think he's the best pitcher in that rotation.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be up for Cy Young.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a stretch to say that, Pat.
Yeah, of course.
Because
We'll get into that later on, the Cy Young, but I think he's going to be up there for the Cy Young.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, the second best player,
Yeah.
Mookie Betts, they have, who was just amazing last year. Again, they have Cody Bellinger, who won the MVP a couple years ago, who's been amazing. They have
And Turner's coming back.
Yes, they have Turner coming back. They have Seager. They have Will Smith catching, who's pretty good. And they have Kershaw and Bauer in that rotation, who's going to be their 2-3. Meg, who's shown good improvement last year, who's very young. I think he's going to be good. And they have another veteran with David Price.
Yeah, there you go.
Right? Yeah, I like him, Price. I always liked him, even when he was with
There.
Tampa Bay. Guy's great. He's a
Well, there's a
battler.
key-
He's a gamer. I love him.
So for the playoffs, I think the number 1 seed is going to be the Dodgers. The number 2, Braves. Number 3, Cardinals. And the 2 wild cards are going to be the Mets and the Padres. I think the Mets are going to beat the Padres in Citi Field because they have the best pitcher in baseball. And they also have a lot of talent with Lindor, McNeil, Conforto, Alonso. And I know the Padres have Tatis. They're going to probably pitch Snell. They have Machado, Hosmer. They also have a lot of talent. But I'm just going to go with the best pitcher in baseball, DeGrom. They're going to go against the Dodgers in the NLDS. And then the Braves and the Cardinals, also in the NLDS. I think the Braves are going to win that. I want to say the Mets are going to beat the Dodgers, but I know the Dodgers are going to win that series. And then between the Dodgers and the Braves, I just think the Dodgers pitching rotation just outmatches the Braves, and they just have way too much talent against the Braves. Again, the Braves are still kind of young, which I think they'll win the NLCS in a couple of years, but I have the Dodgers going to the World Series.
I mean, the playoffs is pretty predictable, kind of, with the, what's it called? It's the seeding of it going, Dodgers, Braves, Cardinals, and then
Right.
Padres, Mets. If you want, whichever one you want to say is 4 and 5 to get home field advantage, you do you. I mean, I think that the Padres definitely have a chance, though, even if the Mets do have DeGrom pitching, I mean, either way, I don't think that the Padres nor Mets will make it past the Dodgers either way. Then Dodgers go to the World Series.
They're going to make it to the World Series, and the guys are not. The whole team's not going to slump. It's just even if 1 or 2 guys slump,
Right.
the whole team's not.
That's the bottom line. And like you guys said, the 5 teams. Sorry, I dropped my thing. The 5 teams you picked, they're the 5 teams that are probably going to get in. Okay, they could be interchangeable. Maybe one team will sneak in, win the division, but the other team will be the wild card. Okay, but those are the 5 teams that most likely will get in. And like John said, and this is what you got to base it on. On paper, yeah, anybody could write anything, but it's 162 games. That's why they play a long season. And the cream rises to the top, okay? Even like you said, if a few guys get hurt here and there, they got the talent, pick up the slack, they come back. So you know what? If they play 500 ball or even 5 games below 500 at a bad streak, guess what? When they have their good streak, they're going to be 15 games over 500 in that, 20 or 30 game span. So it's going to even out by the 162, and those will be the 5 teams. Who gets there? And if you're only doing it on paper, yes, the Dodgers on paper are the team. So that's what you got to go with when you're talking that. So you know how they're going to throw that day, or who feels good that day, or who plays well that day. But it's pretty simple there in the National League. Probably the American League too.
I see the Braves, they want a repeat of the NLCS after blowing that 3-1 lead to the Dodgers. Revenge. They might beat them. I think one of those 2 teams are going to go to the World Series.
Comes down to game day, exactly. Comes down to game day.
Between the Braves and the Dodgers. I think the Braves want the Dodgers, and they're hungry, and they want to beat them.
Yeah.
But Pat, it's understandable when you say that, but talent always overrides anything about like pregame speeches. You could have New Rockney in there. Talent always overrides all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So,
and that's the thing. It's baseball.
Anything
being
else?
hungry and saying all that stuff, rah, running out of the tunnel, that only goes so far. You got to have the talent.
And like you said, it's baseball. It might work for the opening game. You got to beat them 4 times. The rah-rah speech ain't going to work for 4 times, And that's why football, you know what? Tampa Bay won the Super Bowl. Do I think if they played Kansas City, a best 3 out of 5, Kansas City wins the next 3 games? But you know what? You got to be the better team on that day in football. Whereas in baseball and in basketball and most other sports, hockey, you got to beat the team 4 out of 7 series. So
That's what makes the NCAA tournament so good too.
yeah, exactly. It's a 1-game elimination. You have a bad day. You have a bad 5 minutes ban. Okay. If it was a 1-game thing in baseball, and that's why I disagree with that 1-game play-in thing, it should be 2 out of 3. You play the whole season. When you play the regular season, it's a 3 to 4-game series, right? Now you want to play 1 game for what means the whole season? It's stupid. Just don't have the wild card then, or do it the right way. That's my opinion.
Also, I think momentum going into the NLCS is going to help them, even if, say, the Dodgers have more talent than the Braves. But if the Braves have the more momentum going to the NLCS, they could upset them.
No, I don't agree with that. That's momentum is just a feeling. I'm not a big believer in all of that stuff. Having momentum and the Neil Broccoli speech, like I said, I'm not a big believer in all that stuff. Talent always overrides all that.
Well,
in a series.
But if you have momentum and you're hot in a series, that's going to just keep on going to the next series and the next series, I think.
Well,
let's take a look at Daniel Murphy in 2015 in the playoffs. He got hot in the NLDS. It carried over to the NLCS, where the Mets still were hot. And then they had that long break, and they all cooled down. The Royals had the momentum going to the World Series. The Mets could have had better talent than the Royals, which I think they did. But the Royals had more momentum, which made them win the World Series.
Daniel Murphy was one player. Players get hot. It's hard, if ever, do you see a whole team who's a good team, mediocre team, that the whole team gets hot, that runs through it. Daniel Murphy get hot and do what he did. Nobody ever did that before.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, and in defense to Patrick, okay, momentum to me at that level is a big thing, because those players, they're all great. People say, "Oh, the guy sucks." None of them guys suck in the major leagues. They're all great. So if they have the momentum, they have the talent at that level to continue winning. But in a major league level, it could happen.
I disagree. I disagree with that. I don't think momentum is a thing. I disagree.
You have the right to disagree, and you're usually right. So okay.
Momentum is and it really matters about just time of how long the span is. Because if you 4 someone, and then the other series goes to 7 games, you're gonna cool down at the end of those games. So momentum will just die either way. Yeah. So it really matters how the series all go.
Right, exactly, and that's the thing. Like we said, those 5 teams, they're gonna be in. They could be interchangeable in the positions, but until game day comes, yes, on paper, Dodgers should win the National League.
Definitely, yeah.
Pennant and go to the World Series.
Yep.
But you got to step on the field.
There's the saying, momentum is the next day's starting pitcher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yep.
Trout out Randy Johnson in his prime against someone, no matter how bad Seattle was playing, you put him out on the field, they're going to win.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's go to the AL now. I think the 1 seed is going to be the Yankees. The 2 is going to be the Astros. 3 Twins, 4 A's, and then 5 White Sox. I think the Yankees are going to go to the World Series. I think the A's are going to win the wild card game. Then they're going to lose to the Yankees in the ALDS. I think the Twins are going to beat the Astros in the ALDS, which is I think surprising for some people. And then I think the Yankees are going to beat the Twins in the ALCS and go to the World Series.
Yankees, so finally going to get that Yankees-Dodgers World Series that everyone's been talking about the last 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Once again, for me, it's blinding. I feel the Yankees are going to win. They have great pitching in a guy like Cole. So even if they got into a short series, you trot him out there 3 times, he is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
And the other team was the White Sox. I'm a big believer in that team.
Yeah, me too.
They're solid, real solid.
Yeah, I think I'll go Yankees, Astros, and White Sox, actually. Then A's and Twins. I think the A's are going to be really good, but the Astros are just, I think they have a little bit too much talent behind them.
Yeah, the Astros are great.
Yeah, no, they're all good teams, but I think the AL championship will be the Yankees and the Indians.
Yankees, Indians. Terry Francona.
Yeah, you got to go with them. But no, honestly, the bottom line is, like I said, I got blinders. When I think the Yankees are really that good, I could care less who's in the league. They're just going to win. You know what I mean? They're just,
Yeah.
They're just filling up time until they, because they got to play the schedule. And somehow or another, because talent will always outlast in 162 games. But like I keep saying, the last 7-8 years, all right, when was the last time the Yankees won the World Series?
09.
09, right? Now, for 11 years, I've been saying the same thing. They should have won this year. They should have won that year. So you know what? What does it come down to? All right. You got the guy Stanton every other week. He's out. You got another guy. You got a catcher that don't even hit 100. Okay. So how you going to say that they're a great team? You keep putting this guy behind the plate. You don't let the manager manage. And I know you're tired of hearing it, but since 09 is the last time they won. Okay. And it was probably around 11, I guess, 11 or 12 when Terry Francona left the Red Sox. They would have took Terry Francona from 2011, we'll just say, which was 11 years ago. Yankees would have won at least 6 times already, if not 7 or 8. So God's honest truth. You know what I mean? They have the talent every year, but something happens. But every year, everybody picks the Yankees to win, and they never win. Every year, everybody picks the Yankees to win for the last 12 years since 2009. Yankees. Maybe there was 1 year they didn't pick them. All right. 11 straight years, 12 straight years, everybody picks the Yankees to win. They never win. You're going to tell me if they had a guy like him, they wouldn't have won. And I told you, right, when Cleveland hired him, in 3 years, he'll be in the World Series, all right? And he was playing with us 4 on the team. That's who he had. He had us 4 guys, all right? It took him 2 years, and the guy almost won the World Series in 2 years.
You said it.
Can you imagine what he would have did with Jeter and A-Rod and all these other guys? Forget about it. It's insane. But whatever's. All right.
He likes seafood.
Who's winning the World Series now?
So I think we all have Yankees Dodgers. So I'm gonna pick the Dodgers to repeat.
Spoken like a true Met fan.
I don't want the Dodgers to repeat, but I think they're going to. I just think they have more talent than the Yankees by position.
I think that the Dodgers are more talented than any team in the last 20 years. This team right now. That's how good I think this team is. That's how good I think that this Dodger team is. Their pitching is excellent. And I'm sure they're not done. I really, I'm sure they're not done. Their question mark is Kenley Jansen, though. I heard he's going to start as their closer, but then we're going to see what happens going forward. Did you guys hear anything else about that?
No.
Not too much about Kenley Jansen. I haven't heard, no.
Yeah, I was watching the MLB. They're saying they're going to start with him as a closer. And then
that's fair.
Yeah. But, their pitching is just
even Kershaw,
even Kershaw, not being Kershaw, him being a 2 on that team is going to be unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Kershaw doesn't have to be the ace he once was, because he was like carrying that team, and he had a lot of back problems. No pun there.
I was just gonna say.
No pun there. What happens
when you're carrying people?
But he had some problems, and then when the playoffs came, he didn't perform because he was banged up. But with Kershaw not being the ace that he once was, with now they have Buehler, who I think is the ace, and now they have Bauer they just signed, who could be their 2, could be their 3. I think Kershaw as a 3 would be good for that rotation in the playoffs than instead of a 2, just because he gets a lot more rest.
Right, and picture Kershaw as your 3, picture Kershaw who's the 3 in the playoffs, who's really a number 1 pitching against a legitimate number 3. You know what I mean? In the playoffs, see, no chance.
All right, let's get into the awards now.
Okay,
go into the awards. All right. Let's try to mix it up and not pick Trout and DeGrom for the AL MVP and then because it's too obvious.
Well, now I'm lost because I'm picking Trout and Seager, AL, NL.
Okay.
I'm going out on a limb there. All right, if I don't pick Trout, you guys go first and I'll try and think.
Okay. So
I just think Trout's great.
Yeah, I won't pick Trout then. I mean, he's I think is going to win, but I won't. I'll say my National League one. I think it's going to be Seager. So.
Seager, yeah, without a doubt, Seager.
I think for National League, it's going to be Juan Soto, the Nationals.
That's a great pick.
Okay.
Forgot who he was for a second.
He's one of the best hitters in baseball, so I think he's
Yeah.
gonna win.
I could say Acuna and NL, and DJ LeMahieu as
All
the AL
right.
MVP.
I like that one. I like that one.
That
Yeah,
is a good one.
that would be good
If
beat my
he
good
does what he
American.
did last year, I would not
Yeah.
be surprised if he's in contention again.
100%. That would be a great pick other than Trout. You're
Yeah,
right.
other than Trout, give me
No, yeah,
give me DJ LeMahieu.
if we can't pick him,
Honestly, Trout's
yeah.
just like they give me every year.
Yeah, it's like the Yankees winning every year, and it's
Yeah.
Trout.
Yeah.
But DJ LeMahieu, awesome. Yeah, great pick. That would be probably the guy if I had to go with.
My American League, I'm going to go with Abreu on the White Sox. I'm going to go with him. I know it's not crazy going out on a limb like picking him. But
No, well, if you're not going to pick Trout,
Yeah,
you got to
I'm
go
gonna
with
pick
somebody who could have a great year,
Yeah,
and that guy
yeah.
can. He can have a great
Yeah.
year.
For the AL, I'm gonna pick DJ's teammate Aaron Judge.
No shot. I don't see.
I-
He's probably injured again. This
Too
time.
inconsistent. Yeah.
If
Yeah,
Judge,
he's
if Judge
injured,
stays
I think.
healthy, he's a top 5 player in baseball.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. If he stays healthy,
Or-
that's
or top-
that's a
top
big
3, I
if though.
think.
That's a problem.
So I
Yeah.
think Judge might win MVP this year.
All right.
I could see if he stays healthy. Yeah.
Well, if Stanton stays healthy and he's got him be hitting with him,
Yeah, exactly.
right? He needs Stanton to be there, and then you're right, Pat.
Yeah. And guess what? If Stanton stays healthy, Stanton could win the AL MVP.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is
Dave-
that good. I mean, I'm not saying I would never say he stinks. He's a mutt. You know what I mean? The guy, he eats with the wrong spoon, and oh my God, it was too heavy to lift. I don't know, and the guy's hurt the next morning. It's insane. It's crazy. I never seen a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, I picked the spoon up. I thought it was, or he picked the fork up. I thought it was, soup, and he stuck the fork in his mouth, and that was, I don't know. I burnt my tongue. I can't play. Yeah, I mean, I'm not wrong. B, the guy's ridiculous.
Rude. I agree with you.
All right, so yeah, I'm going with LeMahieu too, and Seagar. Now, if we can't pick Seagar because he's the obvious, who's the guy you picked, Patrick? I got to keep an eye on this guy.
I picked Juan Soto.
Juan Soto. And who'd you pick, Kyle?
What's his name? Acuna.
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 Yeah, from the
Acuna from the
Braves.
And you picked Bobby Abreu, right?
His son.
Son, all right. That's not his name too? I thought that was his name too. Sorry. Because I was hearing like Vlad and the other guy, everybody.
Jose Abreu.
Jose Abreu. Okay. Because I just want to keep track,
Yep.
Because we're all going to win because Trout's going to win it. But if we have to go to the second one. All right. Sounds
The
good.
runner-up.
So Trout's our 1, and then everyone else is our 2.
Yeah.
All right. There you go.
Right.
There you go.
And now for Cy Young, I think it's gonna be. Well, I'm not picking DeGrom, but
No way.
he's DeGrom's
We're
my
not
1
allowed.
choice.
We're not allowed.
We're not allowed DeGrom, so I'm assuming
All
he's all our
You're
1
not
choice.
allowed to ground.
So I guess my number 2 choice would probably be Walker Buehler, and for the AL, Shane Bieber.
I don't know that, but now that I know that, and I forgot his name again. I am the worst. Snell, thank you, is in the National League. He went to San Diego. I didn't know where he went. I'm picking him in the National League. All right. And in the American League, I don't know. I got to think. There's a couple guys I could like. All right, you guys go, and then I'll decide.
I'm going to go with
Patrick
Cole,
Snell.
Garrett Cole
Yeah, I
in
like
the AL, and Walker Buehler in the NL.
I was between Bieber and Cole.
Yeah. I think it'll be the same. It'll be Bueller and Cole.
Yeah. I guess Cole would be the guy because the Yankees are going to win it, so he'll have a lot of
Also,
wins.
there's a lot of pressure on this guy to like strike every batter out. I mean, he's going to have another 2 or 3 years. He's going to be incredible, and he's just going to stand back and just fire away. He's going to be great. He's going to win. I think he's going to win the Cy Young, maybe twice in the next 3 years. So, and he
Good.
better because they're paying him to do it.
Right.
They really
Yeah.
Right.
Yankees to win.
Right.
They need him to do it.
Going with Casey Mize of the Tigers. He's been hyped up a lot by almost everybody, and he could definitely win Rookie of the Year. if he gets the Tigers like back on track a little bit. And then I want to say Joey Bart with the Giants, but I'm not sure. Hold on, what happened? Is Buster Posey retiring, or is he?
I didn't hear he's retiring. I didn't hear
I know
that.
he sat out last season,
Yeah.
but I
Who's that,
don't know.
Posey?
Yeah,
They might move
Posey.
him to first.
Okay.
I want to say Bart because Bart's really good, but I don't want to. Now I'm not sure.
Well,
I'd like to go with Bart, but I'm not sure how he'll fare with Posey being there with his situation. But if Posey's at first full time, I think Joey Bart could definitely win the National League Rookie of the Year.
okay. I pick Rosarina. Is that right, Randy Rosarina
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
from the Rays? All right, because unfortunately, that's pretty much the only games I can watch out here because we don't get the Yankees, and unless they're playing the Yankees, and I got to watch him towards late in the year. He played a decent amount, right? Up last year, that guy, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No.
He-
I think he's still
Right.
in
He,
the team, right?
right. He didn't qualify for enough games to not be a rookie. That's what I'm saying. But he was
Yeah.
up late in the year, right? That's the kid.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was up, and he had a
yeah.
historic postseason.
Yeah.
I think 10 home runs.
Yeah. Oh, that's the guy in the postseason, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that definitely. He might win MVP too. But anyway, okay. Yeah, I'm picking him as rookie of the year, and I'm not sure like the other guys. I really don't know him, but anytime a catcher is up there, I got to go with the catcher because he's like the leader of the team, and he keeps everybody in line. And as long as he hits halfway decent, he'll get it. He'll get it. And in my opinion, just like the MVP, unless the guy is absolutely dominant, it should always go to a position player and not a pitcher. That's why they had the Cy Young. But that's my opinion. All right, that's my
Well,
guys.
for me, like you're saying, catcher, right?
Yeah.
The Orioles got a guy named Adley Rutschman. Have you
Mhm.
heard about this guy? Won the Golden Spikes Award.
No.
I watched the whole thing about this guy, and they are just like when he's ready to rock and roll. I think it might be this year, possibly another year. It's on. This guy is supposed to be the end all.
The Orioles.
Yeah,
right.
Adley Rutschman.
Okay.
He played one full season in single A.
All right.
He's only got 130 minor league at bats, but
All right. We'll see.
that's why.
Beautiful. Who you got in the MLB?
No, I don't really know. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't really get in depth. Well, I know the Padres got somebody, right?
Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, there he is, Mackenzie Gore. Yeah. I mean, I've seen him. I don't really know too much to talk about him.
Okay.
But,
that's going to be your pick. All right, good.
And then for my rookie of the years, I'm going to go with Mariners outfielder Jarvis Kelenic and Pirates third baseman Brian Hayes. I've been hearing a lot of hype between both of those two. Kelenic, he's supposed to be a superstar in center field for the Mariners. Mets traded him away, sadly. And then, for Cano and Diaz, he's part of that trade.
Nice.
And I've just been hearing a lot of stuff about Brian Hayes. I think he was up a little bit last year. He showed some flashes. I think he's going to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, if I weren't going to go Joey Bart because I just looked it up. Apparently, Posey might be coming back as the catcher, so I can definitely see Brian Hayes winning the Rookie of the Year then in the National League.
We're going to pick one Silver Slugger for the whole both leagues?
For both AL and both NL.
No, I'm going to pick LeMahieu for the I'm going to pick DJ LeMahieu.
DJ LeMahieu, okay.
In the American League.
I can see. Yeah, I think go for it.
Yeah. And National League, I don't know. You guys go. I'll figure it out.
All right. I'm going to go with Jose Ramirez as the American League Silver Slugger. And Bryce Harper's going to return to form this year with an NL Silver Slugger. That's my phone.
That's a great pick. It's a great pick. Harper. It's a great pick.
Stinks.
I'm going to go with Soto.
I would never say that about any pro.
I'm going to go with Soto in the NL. And I guess I'm going to stay with Abreu. If I think he's going to win MVP outside of Trout, I'm going to stay with him.
I'm gonna pick Juan Soto. I'm gonna go with Tim Anderson. He's past couple years. He had a high average the past couple years. I think he might
Yeah, he
win
won the
Silver
batting
Slugger.
title.
He did win the batting title. And then I guess for Gold Glove, we'll do one AL, one NL. So I think the 2 Gold Gloves this year, it's going to go to the 2 third basemen, Arenado and Chapman. I think Chapman has the best glove out of everyone in the infield, and then it's going to be Arenado, who has the second best glove out of everybody in the infield for both leagues.
Arenado for me in the NL. I mean, I just think
Yeah, definitely.
he's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That was the guy I was gonna pick.
Then I still Arenado obviously in the National League, and I see Mike Trout winning another Golden
Me
Glove
too.
in left in center field.
Me too. Trap.
Yep,
Me too.
Trout in center.
Now we're for Manager of the Year.
I'm picking Francona.
I was gonna say the AL. I forget his name. It's the new White Sox manager. I completely forget his name.
La Russa?
La Russa, yes.
Russa.
Yep. The National League, it'll probably go to Don Mattingly with the Marlins.
He won last year too, Donnie.
Yeah.
He won last year.
Yeah, and be surprised if he does it again.
Pick for AL Manager of the Year, Tony La Russa. And in the NL, it's going to be a tough. I mean, I'm a big Donnie baseball fan. I guess the Dodgers. The Dodgers are going to win so many games that like it's going to be like impossible not to give it to Roberts. So I guess I'm going to go with the Dodgers, Roberts.
Yeah, I think Dave Roberts is going to win it as well. If you go back to back and win the World Series back to back years, I think you got to win it. And for the AL, I think Yankees Aaron Boone's going to get it.
I'd like to see Boone get it, even though he don't get to manage, but I'd like to see him get it.
I'm not a big fan of Boone, but if he
He's
goes
not a big fan of you.
good.
He's not a big fan of you. I've heard him numerous times say stuff about you.
Like some stuff he does, like against the Rays last year when he brought Chapman in the 7th inning. I thought that was kind of silly. If he's your closer, you gotta keep him in for the 9th inning. And then 2 years ago when he should have walked Altuve, I thought, and gone after Maresnik, he pitched to Altuve, and then we know he cheated with the buzzers, and he hit the home run.
Oh my god!
But I said walk Altuve. He's a great hitter. You have like a Maresnik who's probably not cheating. Like no one really knows of him, so go after him instead.
You're like a disgruntled Yankee fan right there.
But but if he gets past the ALCS and goes to the World Series, I think he deserves to win it.
I'm with you.
Yeah, I mean, very rarely do you have a manager who goes 81 and 81. They give it to anyway, you know.
Right.
The word is going to be comeback player of the year for the AL. I have Luis Severino with the Yankees. For the NL, I have Noah Syndergaard, both New York pitchers.
Yeah.
I think they come back. They could help them go to the playoffs.
I'm gonna pick, if he stays healthy, Stanton.
Oh,
Another comeback. His 18th comeback in his 7-year career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's who I pick. Because he's got the talent. He's just a clown.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Just a clown.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Severino again. The thing is, Severino won't have a full season again because he's coming back a bit right through the year. So I mean, I still guess Severino and Syndergaard probably be the 2 best options, honestly.
I'd like to see them back, though. It'd be nice to watch them pitch.
no.
Yeah.
Loved Severino. I thought he was great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's really good.
Who'd you pick, Pat?
Severino and Syndergaard.
Severino.
I think Severino as a 2 is going to help them out in the playoffs. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment.